Hey, Nicole Roberts Jones here, and welcome to yet another episode of Meaningful Work Podcast. So excited to always hold the space with you for you that you do work that sets your soul on fire, that you do work that gets you in alignment with the very reason God put you here in the first place. So, with that, listen, I got a special, I think I'm probably going to say special guest every week, so maybe I should stop saying that. But this one right here, y'all need to buckle your seatbelts because she about to go in. I know how she does. So let me read parts of her bio. Now let me just say this. So much yumminess on this bio. I'm not going to get it all in, but I'm going to give you guys the gist. I just want you to know who is coming. So her name is Dr. Holly Carter, and she is the president and CEO of Relevé. And I forgot to ask you if I'm saying that right, Holly, so correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Relevé Entertainment, leading one of the premier boutique brand partnership and production companies for family and faith-inspired content. Under the Relevé Entertainment umbrella, she has developed and executive produced the hit BET series Kingdom Business and her latest series, Dress My Tour, which debuted on ABC Hulu. Now, her additional producer credits include if you've been around me, you know I talk about this movie all the time. One of my favorites, the Clark sisters, First Ladies of Gospel. But here's the other thing. That film garnered Lifetime's highest rated primetime movie tune-in since 2016. Now, because of time, I'm just going to say this. She has a production resume that includes shows on OWN, VH1, and she created Oxygen's breakout franchise, Preachers of LA, Detroit, and Atlanta. She also is the owner and founder of Merge TV. We'll talk about that, a faith streaming platform that highlights content that is uplifting, family-friendly, lifestyle, and music-driven. Now, over the tenure of her career, Dr. Carter has also provided support and full service management to an impressive roster of artists, which include, but are not limited to, Usher, Kirk Franklin, Michelle Williams, Mary, Akon, Master P, the Clark sisters, Kiera Sheard, CeCe Winans, and Donnie McClurkin. Again, that's not the entire list. She is inspired by a passion for artist and brand development. This 25 plus year industry veteran began her career in television casting, working on such projects as The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Rock, In Living Color, and Martin, and ultimately expanding into content creation and brand development. So, y'all, help me welcome Dr. Holly Carter. Hey, girl. I could give you some of that. I could give you some of that if you want some hand claps. I can find you some hand claps real quick. Look.
I'm gonna need some hand claps.
The thing, look, first I can't find my hand claps right now. The thing I love about just reading your bio is, let me just go all the way in. How come I can't find my hand claps, y'all? It's sad. I
gave it to
okay.
me.
Give them to ourselves. Give them to us. Give them. I can give you hand claps.
Very good. Here she
So,
goes.
so let me just go straight in on you, Holly. You know, I was saying this to you in the pre-show, if you will, that one of the things I love about your journey, and I want you guys to get this, in a industry traditionally that would have sacred and secular, as they say in church, separate.
Mm-hmm.
You came in and you shut that down. Now, this was back in the 90s, y'all. Okay. I want you guys to really get this when you began this work. So, what made you say, you know what, I've got to be the one that makes a shift in Hollywood?
It was just my heart's desire. I knew I wanted to come to Hollywood, but I wanted to make sure that I was on purpose. And I always share this. This is a part of my testimony. When I wasn't sure, I knew I wanted to, but I also wanted to be in the will of God. I went to my pastor at the time and I said, Pastor, is it a sin for me to cross over? And he said, no, as long as you take the crossover. And so
Ooh, that's good.
that has been my charge and my challenge in being in Hollywood. Take the crossover, and that includes when you go over there, don't be compromising and doing anything and everything to get to where you need to be, because he is our source. And so I believe I am in my purpose where I am, and that is why I continue to move in this space, because I believe in leaving legacy.
And you're leaving a legacy. And dare I say, the thing that I've loved watching you over the years is how you've multiplied. If you guys have been around me, I'll talk about my mandate from God told me that I need to teach people how to have dominion, be fruitful, and multiply. I'm not
Right.
saying that in the right order, but y'all, if you didn't see that
That's right.
episode, go back and watch that episode. Listen, I've watched you have dominion again in an industry that would say, no, you can't talk about faith. No, we're gonna keep that separate. No, we're not gonna have faith-based movies. No, we're not gonna have artists that cross over into the R&B charts. Come on, somebody, right?
That's right.
You have broken the mold. And so first I want to give you your hand claps for doing that. But at times, and I know there were times when doors were shut on you, when people were saying no to you, what was it that kept you not wanting to give up? Of course, we know purpose. Of course, we know God. But was there some other ingredient that was present that you knew, okay, I can't give up now?
You know what? I think it because it was in my heart. It was in my heart to do this. And what I do love is that one of my favorite scriptures, Daniel 11:32, that says people who know their God will rise up and do great exploits. And
Mm,
I believe that that is what I was called to do. Great, big, um, uncharted. Um, and when I first got in it, kind of crossing over faith and entertainment, I was really the only one doing it. And so I oftentimes I feel like I was before my time. And as I see it moving now, I'm like, God, but your timing is perfect. Yeah, I might have been before my time, but it's your timing that counts. And that is why the Clark Sisters movie was so successful, because it was God's timing for it.
yeah.
I had that story 16 years out of my career, my life. And I'm like,
Mm,
God, is it ever going to happen? And when it was time for it to happen, we were in a pandemic.
mm,
And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So we had finished shooting the movie, and God had to wait for me to meet Latifah and Shakim and Mary J. Blige and Missy for that connection to happen, to then go into Lifetime to say, "Here's the package. She has carried this project. We're gonna be her marketing partners, and you're gonna love it." And that's exactly what they did. But
mm,
after shooting, posting, beginning the marketing plan, one by one, all of our marketing in market events started canceling because the pandemic was happening.
mm,
So, oh yeah, we can't do it. It's too risky. Yeah, we're canceling this date. Yeah, we don't want to do it. And I'm thinking, God, I have waited 17 years now. And now we finally got this movie made. And now you're going to tell me that we can't go into no market to promote it because
mm,
people are afraid of the pandemic. I was
mm.
like, you have got to be kidding. And by the time that thing was over, it was the biggest movie Lifetime on the biopic side had ever done. Why? Because it was God's timing. He
Come
knew
on.
that when we were in that pandemic, folks was going to be needing some inspiration, some music, and some hope. And that
Yeah.
story gave just that. And so, it goes down in history is one of the moves that the king made,
Come on.
despite me thinking that it was done.
Right, right. So good, so good. As you were talking, what popped in my spirit is seed time and harvest. I think so many people don't realize that everything starts with a seed. And I love
Mhm.
that you keep saying it was in my heart. That was that seed. The thing that people often do not do, and I want y'all to get this. If you don't get it, here's an example right here on your screen, or if you're listening, right here in your ears, of what it looks like to keep watering a seed. And what people don't often realize is a seed is under the ground, y'all. So you plant a seed is under the ground. You can't see that seed. So you're watering and you see nothing. You see nothing at all. I'm getting excited and hitting the microphone. You see nothing at all, right? It takes a long time for that seed to come out of the ground. And what I've seen you do is water the seed called faith based programming, water the seed called faith, even artists that you
Yeah,
were helping cross over into the mainstream. And so when things got tough, because I know they did, if you had to
absolutely.
tell people a secret ingredient, besides prayer, because we all know that, right? What would that secret ingredient that kept you watering a seed that you couldn't even see was possible, like that 17-year journey? You didn't give up. What is that in you, Hottie, that just keeps you in there?
Um, I will say it's your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to say the thing that feels the most cliche-ish, but
Yeah,
for me, it has been what kept me going is my faith that God ordained me for this.
come
Because if
on.
I didn't believe that, every time I got a no, every time something didn't happen, I would have been like, deuces, I'm out because I can't do this by myself. It's,
Right.
there are a lot of folk that kind of run this industry. And if I'm not like that, then I don't have a shot. And
Right.
so, but because I knew I was like Esther, called
Mm,
to a time uh, g- for such called to a place for such a time as this, because I
yes.
knew that, I was like, I'm gonna have to do it. The other thing is having that tribe, having that circle that
Mhm.
will pray for you, rebuke you when you're feeling real wonderful about yourself,
Come on.
that will hold you accountable,
Mhm.
and that will hold you up when it gets
Yeah.
tough. I think having mentors and having tribes and people that have been assigned to you in a season is critical, but it's even more critical to understand what season that person is in your life. I have learned that people are seasonal, they're reasonable, and they're purposeful. it's our
Mm,
it's our job to figure out which category they belong in. And
right.
so, knowing that it has been my heart, knowing that I'm in my purpose, knowing that if God said it, it's going to be well, and then having those people around me to keep pushing and encouraging me. And then at the end of the day, I do it for the legacy of my kids, my family,
Yeah.
because I need to make sure when I'm done, they have something to pick the baton and keep the movement in motion.
And how did you even know that this was your purpose?
Because things that when you think about your purpose, you think about what would I do continually for free? What brings me excitement? Why do I get up in the morning?
Right.
What inspires me? So it's funny because when I was in high school, I was in the plays. So I was, like in The Wiz, I was Dorothy, and in Guys and Dolls, I was Sarah. I went to performing arts school before we met and started working in casting together.
Mhm.
And I had all these, all the major roles. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna be an actress. And then I did uh my first screen test was Color Purple.
Mm.
And I went in for Celie, and they was like, "You did a great job, but you are not Celie. She needs to look and be a certain way, but kudos to you." And I'm like,
Right.
my heart was broken. But when I left that audition, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to be in front of the camera. Maybe I'm supposed to be behind the camera. And so
Mm.
just knowing in my heart, again, it goes back to that heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says out of the heart, the issues of life, but it
Mhm.
also produces your passion, and
Mm.
so that's how I know I am in where I'm in the realm that I'm supposed to be in.
Right.
And I know that I've got to have something to pass on to my kids.
So good. You know what you don't know that we have in common is in high school, I was in the plays too, girl. So my undergraduate degree is TV and film because I thought first I thought I was going to be a journalist. Okay, let's keep it real, right? First I thought I was going.
Mhm.
Then I realized, uh, well, let me be all the way honest about out myself. So my first paper, I was writing the sky is blue and the trees are, and the teacher was like, they don't care about that. I was like, but I do. And he was like, "You got too much drama in you." I was like, "Oh, hence I went to drama, right?" And you know, because I do
Okay.
have drama in me. So here's the thing that I love is that I know I'm a storyteller. Even in my business now,
Mhm.
and listen, you guys, your purpose matriculate. So where I want you guys to get what she just showed you. Where she started isn't where she finished. But God will
Mhm.
use all of it if you stay in the lane that God created you to dwell in. And because you didn't
Mhm.
give up, see, time and harvest coming back. You know, what happens is your purpose matriculates. What do I mean by that? It grows. So listen, you don't stay in kindergarten the whole time you're in school. You go kindergarten through all the way through the grades, right? But you also don't go from kindergarten to high school. You got to go through some things before you get to the
Right.
12th grade or the ninth grade. So what you did was when you matriculated from being that actress, and what she not going to tell you is this girl can sing. She can not sing, she can sang. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there.
So
So
funny.
and not, but you didn't leave any of that behind because I know you still sing in church, you still write,
Mhm,
but you're
mhm.
clear on your passion around the industry. So
Yes.
let's shift a little bit and let's talk a little bit about all these things you got going on because they're all good. And this is about the matriculation. And tell us about the Merge TV network and some of the things that you're doing.
Well, the Merge Network is an extension of a vision the Lord gave me, 15 years ago for Merge Summit. And I think the network is, a platform of inspirations, platform of really good content and it's lifestyle, it's family, it's dating, but it's certainly based in the grounding of inspiration and aspiration. We've got a show with Devon Franklin that talks about food, and he has these really intense and heartfelt, raw conversations with Black China and Said the Entertainer and Smokey Robinson and all of these amazing conversations around their life journey and how faith played a part. Then, of
Mm.
course, we brought preachers back, to the tune of 1.2 million eyeballs. People were so excited to see
I
that the
was one of those
preachers were
people.
back.
Look, I was watching it. I
Thank
was
you.
one of those people. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. But listen, and the drama continues, honey. The drama continues. So we're coming back for the second season of that, but we brought that back. We did a dating show with Romeo. We've got, kind of a relationship therapy show coming with the Freemans. And so it is definitely a platform where, untold voices get an opportunity to tell.
Yeah.
And, and certainly it gives us an opportunity to feed the appetites of those who want content that looks like them and believes like them. And
Mhm.
so I'm excited to be able to do that. Obviously, we launched April of last year. This April will be a year. You can find us on In the Black Network. You go to In the Black Network, and once you pull that app up for free, there you will find Merge TV. And we also have a YouTube channel that our network on YouTube is Merge TV network as well. And so it's building, it's growing, it's matriculating, and I'm super excited about it because we've got more talent that's coming and we're telling more stories. We want to tell
Yeah.
more stories. And I want to say, again, it is an extension of Merge Summit. And Merge Summit is a conference that happens once a year that brings aspiring writers, creators, artists, talent to a weekend of master classes and up close and personal access with heads of studios, networks, talent, artists, executives that gives you an opportunity to get in front and put your gift in front of people who can help make a difference and help pay it forward. And so I'm super, super excited about that. We are up again October 23rd to the 25th of this year, but you can go to the website and get a little bit more information about it. And I'm really excited about the Merge brand itself because it's become really a system, an ecosystem by which um, you are able to kind of, move your gift along. So you got the network that platforms your content. You've got the summit that helps you get you in front of the right people to
Right.
develop your content. And then you've got the Merge Masterclass series. And that Merge Masterclass series puts you in front of executives, sits you on Zooms with the heads of the development of OWN, of BET, of Hulu to help you work through a pitch and get your pitch ready for the next level. So I'm very excited about all of that because all of it is from my heart and it is a part of what has purposed me to do what I do.
So good, so good. So what do you call it? The Merge universe?
Yes, I love it. The merge universe, honey. There it is. I love that.
So that's Merge TV Network, y'all, the Merge Summit, and then Merge Master Class Series. So I
Yes.
think mergesummit.com. Where do they find the information on the Merge Master Class Series?
Once they go to mergesummit.com, there's a masterclass link and they can hit it and get all of the information.
Perfect, perfect. So good. So what's next? So much yumminess. What's next on the
Well,
radar? Because I know you always working on something, girl.
yes. So we're in development now. I have a Christmas movie
Mm,
for Brandy on
okay.
Lifetime, as well as I have a movie with Netflix that is with Brandy as well, and it's based on her song "The Boy Is Mine."
Mm,
But what I'm really excited about is the slate of movies that I have with Lifetime based on the Ten Commandments. That
mm,
is, I'm super excited about that. And so, you know, the system with that is we do all of these movies for the network, and then they funnel right back into the Merge TV network. So it's, you know, everything that I do has to feed back to the legacy play, and Merge would
yeah.
be that legacy. But I'm very excited about the Ten Commandments slate because we get to do some juicy stuff based on thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, all
Mm.
of those good things.
That's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. We don't know when those are coming out yet, right? You don't know
No,
yet.
no, no, no,
Okay,
no.
in development, girl. I'll be sitting on
Yes.
the edge of my seat waiting for that. So, Holly, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for just staying in and not giving up. Thank you for being true to your purpose. Thank you for in a world. Listen, and again, you guys in the '90s, this was not easy. And so I
Right.
want to give you your roses now, but I also want to commend you because many of us that are, and let me just dare say this, okay? And this just jumped in my spirit. Okay, Lord. So many people get browbeat by God, not God, by somebody that says that they are a pastor, a preacher, a teacher,
Right.
and then they leave church. And so what you have done is you've become kind of like an underground railroad probably for people to get back to Jesus, right? Because these are
Mhm.
people that may not necessarily be going to church because they've got
Right.
hurt from they have church hurt. And
Right.
so I just wanna just commend you for that. I love everything you do. I watch it all. I try to comment on everything just 'cause I want your algorithm to go through as well.
Thanks.
But yeah, so if there's anything else as we wrap up this episode, is there anything else you wanna share about what you're up to or what you're doing?
Well, I think what is important because it's a part of my purpose. One of my best friends and I, Robbie Reed, who is an Emmy Award winning casting director, we have a Bible study in the industry called Ascend.
Mm,
And we do it once a month. And it is strictly for folk that are in the industry, that are aspiring, that are striving, that are already successful, but we do it as a safe place to express their love for God. We do worship, we will bring in special speakers, but particularly the Bible study is Devon Franklin. He teaches the Bible study, and then of course we do worship. And it's a place where you can come and experience God. If you never go to church, you can absolutely come to Ascend. And I think that is a part of what we have been called to do, to evangelize. The Bible says, "Go ye into all the world and compel men to come." And so that is our way by which we do business in Hollywood, but we also do ministry in Hollywood. And I think I am a big advocate on praying for those that I work with. And quite oftentimes, from the executive at the C-suite to the PA in the G suite, I am often pulled on to say, "Hey, something ain't up, something ain't happening. Come on here and let me
right,
pray for you." And
right.
I enjoy that because I feel like that's what we have been put here to do. Because if we don't honor who He is now, when it's all said and done, we're gonna wish that we did.
Come on, come on. And what a mic drop right there for us to end on. So thank you, Holly. Thank you for all you are, all you do. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on to share your journey. And I know you've probably inspired so many people, girl. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So with that, that's another episode. Now you guys know I always ask you if you got any value, and I know you did. Please share it. Again, I'm not asking you to share this to grow my reach, but here's what I know: somebody in your life, in your career, in your family needs this content. So share it to bless somebody else. All right. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time.